DS1 Ross, and we back here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to everybody who support the platform. Much love, much love. Y'all give me 1 second. Y'all give me 1 second. We're going to get into today's show. Y'all give me 1 second and we're going to get into today's show. I'll be right back. Okay, we back. We back. Shout out to everybody in the building. Please put a number 1 in the chat. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly before we start today's show. Put a number 1 in the chat. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly. Excuse me for the background noise. But put a number 1 in the chat. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly. Okay. Awesome. So y'all can hear me clearly. That's what's up. Shout out to everybody in the building. Welcome back to Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I'm your host, DS1 Ross, of course. I appreciate all the love and the support. Shout out to all the visionaries in the building. If you are here, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button and share today's show. Hit the like button and share today's show. We are going to get into it today. Today, we're going to get into it, man. Oh, yeah. Today, we're going there today. So hit that like button. Hit that share button. Share it on your community tabs, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anywhere that you share content. Make sure you share today's show. Shout out to everybody. I'm going to get over here to the chat room and give some shout outs while you guys share today's show. So let's see who's up in here. Shout out to you, Miss Angie. Always coming through and holding down the Chizat. Shout out to Miss Angie in the building. Shout out to my man Bob. What's good, Bob? Indigo. What's good, Indigo? Says salute Sheep Stay Sleep TV. It's been a while. Just coming to say hi. What's going on? What's going on, Indigo? I don't remember you. You probably coming as a new name, but shout out to you. I appreciate all your support. It's good to see you. Self University in the building. Salute. Hey, Letitia. Good to see you. Good to see you, sweetheart. Shout out to Todd's Crazy Ish in the building. Good to see you. Good to see you, love. Appreciate your support. Nikki C in the building. Good to see you. Good to see you, sweetheart. Shout out to Nikki C. Nikki C, Divine Perfection. What's going on? Therapeutic Class. What's going on, Therapeutic Class? What's good? What's good? Shout out to Boot Camp in the building. Salute. Salute, my guy. Diego, salute, my brother. Good to see you, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all share today's show. We are going to get into part 4 of this series. I appreciate all the love and the support that y'all been giving on this series, man. I really see that y'all really like this series. If you missed any episodes, go to the playlist section. This is why Black men are having mental breaks. And this is where you can find all the episodes. You can catch up on any episodes. Shout out to everyone who supported this series thus far. Today, we are on part 4. This is why Black men are having mental breaks. Part 4. Living with regrets. Oh, yeah, we going there today. We going there today. We are going there today. Because if we want to, and this is if we find this important as Black men, if we want to decrease the mental health rate, right? We want to decrease the suicide rate of Black men currently. We have to attack our mental health problem. We have to attack the things that are destroying our mental. We have to attack them in conversation. We have to attack them in action. This is why I knew that this series was vital to have. Because Black men are killing themselves at an alarming rate. Whether it's through drugs, whether it's direct suicide, like jumping off of a roof or jumping off of a bridge or, blowing their brains out, overdosing. A lot of this stuff is going on. A lot of this stuff was rampant during COVID. It was rampant. But of course, that wasn't televised, but it was rampant. And I spoke about it during that whole debacle. That's what I'm going to call it. That whole season was just a big debacle, and I spoke about it. But now, as I said back then, once we come out of that, we're really going to see how bad it really is. And now we see just how bad Black men are doing when it comes to mental health. A lot of these mental health cases that you see with Black men, they're homeless. They're homeless. And they're not getting the proper help. You see? So this series was to get into what are the things that are catering to these mental breaks that Black men are having. In part one, we discussed fake love. We discussed fake love in part one. If you missed any parts, Miss Angie posted the playlist. I appreciate you, Miss Angie. And you can click that link and check any episodes out that you missed. But this series was to speak on some of the things that cater to these mental breaks that Black men are having today. And today we're going to speak on one in particular, a big one, a very big one. A very, very big one. Thank you, Miss Elliott. I appreciate you. Good to see you as well. Welcome to Sheep Stay Sleep TV. What's up, Van Van? Salute, my brother. And today we're going to speak on living with regrets. Living with regret, which is something that plagues a lot of men. A lot of men in general, we hold a lot of regret. We hold it in. Shout out to my brother Po Boy Films. Salute, family. And over time, with holding the feeling of regret. See, it's not just regret. It's not just the fact that you regret things. It's the fact that as men, we hold the feeling of regret. in us. We don't release it. We hold it in. Because what? For the most part, men are told to do what? Not feel. Or if you do feel, hold it in. Don't show nobody, always keep a poker face, black man. Don't let nobody see you sweat. Shit like that. Black men been hearing that type of shit since we was 5, 6 years old. When we was with our mothers and we had to be big boys. We had to grow up fast, especially if it was just you and mom at some point. You had to be a big boy because you had to help out. You couldn't be a kid. You couldn't just be a kid and feel like a kid. You got to be a big boy. Y'all know about that, right, brothers? That's familiar to a lot of black men. Shout out to Van. Salute, my brother. I appreciate the super chat. That's very familiar to black boys. Come on, be a big boy. Don't cry. Don't cry. Come on. It's okay. It's just a little scratch, even though you bleeding. It's just a scratch. It's okay. Be a big boy. You mommy's big boy, right? See this? You got to grow up fast. Got to grow up fast. You see? And over time, what happens is when we become men, in a lot of areas, we be dysfunctional because our emotions are not intact. You see? See, whether we want to admit it or not, a lot of people don't do what's best for them. And when I say that, they don't do what's best for them logically. Most people do what's best for them based on how they feel. Based on how they feel. So you got to understand, when we speaking about regret and living with regret and how these regrets are leading to suicide, leading to mental breaks. It's the feeling that we're not releasing, brothers. It's the feeling. But we don't understand this because what? We're not supposed to feel nothing. Men are supposed to just think. You see this? This is causing mental breakdown, a mental breakdown. You see? Because your psyche is not just built up on how you think. It's also based on how you feel. See, we've been taught wrong for a long time in this space. And this is why black men are deteriorating. This is why. This is why there is no sense of a manosphere for black men. Because black men we're too rotten. We're too fucking rotten toward each other. Because we're rotting in the inside from something we like to call regret. You know, a lot of these niggas, they haven't forgave themselves for none of the fucked up decisions they made in life. And they go around and they project it on other men. This is what's going on. Brothers not knowing how to live with regret. Stop running around here promoting the hatred of black women because your marriage didn't work, nigga. Stop promoting that shit because your marriage didn't work, because them relationships didn't work. Stop promoting that. You got to learn to live with regret. You got to forgive yourself, brother. Forgive yourself. Because guess what? Contrary to popular belief, making the wrong decision is a human behavior. I want you black men to understand this. Making mistakes, making bad decisions, this is part of being human, fellas. And see, I know we can't accept this because black men are always treated subhuman. We're already 3/4 of a fucking human being. 3/5, excuse me. 3/5. So black men were always seen to be treated as a servant, as beneath everyone. You're my subject. I can just make you do what I want, what I don't want to do. And black men we're used to this type of shit. It's in us. It's ingrained in us. Just like it's ingrained in other people to treat us this way. You see? So you still got to forgive yourself for allowing yourself to be treated that way because you didn't know. But now you know. This is why they say when you know better, you do better. But to sit around and to project your regrets on other people, brother, that's toxic, man. That's toxic shit, man. This is why we can't do correct business with each other. We don't build. This is why black men don't build empires no more. This is why. Because we don't want to release how we really felt about a situation. We hold that shit in and then we carry it around and it's spiritual baggage. Understand what this is, fellas. It's spiritual baggage. And this is what brothers are holding when you living with regret. This is why you got brothers running around here promoting that black men shouldn't get married. Why? Why black men shouldn't get married? Because of you and 30 other black men that you know who had to get a divorce, who marriage didn't work. Okay, that marriage didn't work. Who said you can't get married again? If that's what you want to do. But don't run around and alienate or make other brothers feel bad because of your experience and because you didn't release the feeling of that bad experience. So now you go around and you taint other brothers. You go around and promote your bullshit to taint the perspective of other men. That's toxic. That should have never been allowed. You see? This is why black men are having mental breaks. Because they're running around holding a bunch of regret about what happened. And they're constantly beating themselves up every day. So you know what they do? They come on YouTube and get on panels and beat up other men. So other men can feel the way that they feel. This is toxic, fellas. You're contributing to our downfall when you do that. You could have just contributed to a brother's suicide. You don't know that. Brothers is harboring a lot of shit. You don't know what could set a brother off. One of my best friends took his life after the goddamn ball dropped on New Year's. He said happy birthday to everybody, went home and blew his brains out. So you don't know what brothers are going through. And my brother was harboring regret. He didn't know how to release that shit. He didn't know how to forgive himself for making those decisions. Why? Because black men are always scrutinized when we fuck up. We scrutinize when we fuck up. We scrutinize when we don't do nothing. We scrutinize when we try our best to do something. This is why black men are having mental breaks. My bro didn't know how to, he didn't want to live with this shit no more. He had too much going on in his life. He didn't know how to stop it. And all he could do was blame himself. You see? See why I say we are our own agency? My bro didn't understand that, man. He didn't want to bother his homeboys with his problems. See how we feel? You see how disconnected we are and detached we are, brothers? Yo, I don't want to bother him with that shit. And I know how that feel. I'm the same way. I'm working on getting rid of that problem. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with asking for help. I do. You know why? Because I don't want to be seen as a burden on nobody. You know why? Because I grew up poor. I grew up poor. So the last thing you want to do is be somebody's bill. That's the last thing you want to do. And this is what black men are suffering with. Do you wonder why niggas go chase the bag and then end up getting killed in the streets? Because he want to go where he feel accepted. Y'all got to understand how deep this shit is, man. Brothers are living with regret out here, man. What about the black man who leave the streets? Who leave the streets alone and settle down in a relationship and try to be a family and then get shitted on? Now he got to live with that. He got to not only live with the fact that he got shitted on, but he got to live with the fact that he thought he was doing something for a righteous purpose. See? You know, you settled down because you wanted to be a family. So you put the street shit, you left the street shit alone. And what happens? Your family get taken from you. Now you got to live with the regret. Oh, damn, I could have been getting all that money. I could have still been in the streets getting all that money. Now I done changed my whole life. See, I know how y'all brothers feel, man. Now you got to start over. Now you got to start over. You know how that make a black man feel? That make a black man feel like he a failure. That make a black man feel like he a failure. You know why? Because everybody already looks at you like you're going to fail. They don't never encourage you to be the best. You don't hear that shit growing up. Unless you're a fucking athlete. If you're an intellectual, you don't hear that. You don't get that level of encouragement. You don't get that. You gotta find you gotta find your way. You smart enough, you'll figure it out. That's what they tell black men. You know why? Because they don't got shit for you. They don't have nothing. So when we fail, it's like, damn, we really feel fucked up. We really feel fucked up. Because we go right back in our minds, we go right back to poverty. We go back to not having nothing. And not having nothing to us equates to failure. It equates to failure. You see? So when something happens to us, we automatically go to that feeling. That's our default setting. I'm a failure. I'm a loser. I ain't shit. Look, she left me, took the kids and everything. I ain't shit. That's why she did it. I ain't shit. I ain't gonna never be shit. Damn, I fucked up. I just made a mistake, but I ain't shit. I ain't shit for that. I'ma never be shit for just making a human mistake. Black men can't make human mistakes without being considered failures, fuck ups, and losers, and dumb and stupid. This is what black men go through. This is why we're not able to release that level of regret. Because it's like, well, everybody already think I'm a failure. How do I go back and now tell my family that my family is gone? How do I stand up in front of people and do this and not feel embarrassed? I'm a man. I got pride. I got pride. That shit hurt a man's pride. When you hurt a man's pride, you hurt a man's feelings. That's just the fucking truth. But the black man's pride means nothing. You know why? Because the black man is always offended. People always quick to offend a black man. They don't mind. And you know what they tell you? Nigga, get out your feelings. So I'm supposed to get out my feelings because you choosing to disrespect me. So basically what you telling me is I'm supposed to allow you to disrespect me because I'm supposed to be the black man with the strong, titanium feelings. It's how they look at black men. Black men are supposed to be infallible, physically infallible, mentally infallible, emotionally infallible. Nigga, you supposed to cry anvils. Nigga, you supposed to cry steel. You a black man. Nigga, you supposed to cry hollow tip bullets. You ain't supposed to feel shit. You black. You sat in the sun and worked in the sun for hours. Nigga, what you crying for? Go to work, nigga. This is how they treat black men. And then we internalize this treatment. We internalize it. And then when we sit in it for so long, we start regretting shit. Like, damn, how did I even get here? It's been 10 years and it's been the same shit. You look up, it's 5 years later, it's the same shit. And you wonder why? Because you don't want to forgive yourself. Yeah, you've been in that relationship for however long it's been, but you got to forgive yourself. Because you gotta be able to identify what went wrong and where you went wrong at in order to release the feeling of regret and guilt. Because that's killing black men. Regret and guilt. See? Regret and guilt is causing these mental breaks in black men today. You feel guilty for the decisions that you made because of the results that came from it. Don't feel guilty, bro. You human. We human. We human, bro. We human. Don't beat yourself up with guilt because some shit didn't go your way or it didn't go the way you expected. Don't beat yourself up about it. Okay, you wasn't the man for her. That's it. But don't make yourself feel like shit for it. Don't start questioning who you are now. Am I even good enough to get a beautiful woman? Am I even good enough to keep a marriage? Am I good enough? No. No. See, that's guilt and regret beating you up. That's what that is. That's guilt and regret beating you down. Beating you down. Shout out to Van for doubling up, man. He said, you talking to us, brother. I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate the super chat. Shout out to everybody in the building, by the way. Hit the like button and share today's show. What's up, Sexy Red? What's going on? Shout out to the OG Mace. What's going on, Ash? Antonia. What's up, Antonia? You got to understand this, brothers. We are letting guilt and regret beat us up, man. And if you on Facebook and you would like to join a group, just hit up Foundational Manhood Podcast on Facebook. We got a Facebook group where we chop it up with brothers and share information and stuff like that. And so if any one of you brothers want to join the Foundational Manhood Podcast group, just go to Facebook and type it in, and we'll get your request and accept you. But none of that trolling shit. But in the group, we share information. And I saw a meme. I got this meme from a mental health site where they showed how mental or psychological issues also create digestive issues within the body. So growing up, when we heard the term as above, so below, that's true. As within, so without, that's true. Psychological issues deals with or caters to digestive issues. Digestive issues leads to what? Heart attacks, cancer. What are black men dying from when it comes to our? What are we leading with when it comes to health issues and the things that black men are dying from when it comes to health? Heart attacks and cancer, heart disease, cancer. These things stem from psychological issues. That's where it stems from. That's where it stems from. Antonia says, actually, I would say I see that some people operate in their feelings, thus learning how to separate feelings from logic is a skill. My personal opinion, respectfully. Yeah, it is a skill. It's definitely a skill. Indigo says the spiritual body is a real thing. We have many bodies around our auric field. Facts. So I'm saying that to say this, fellas. I'm saying that to say this. We got to find a way to release this regret and this guilt. Because living with regrets and harboring this stuff is very, very dangerous. It's very dangerous, and It's causing a lot of health issues that we don't even know about. You see, a lot of us are just saying it's the food. Yes, it's the food. But your food choice selection is based on what? Your psyche. What's going on up here at that time? People don't eat what's best for them logically. People eat based on how they feel, especially black folk. Why you think it's called comfort food? We want to eat what make us feel good. We dealing with the psyche. So all this going green, and that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. But you have to tap into people's psyche to get them on that type of shit. You can't just get up here and spew off a bunch of facts and think that's going to make people do something, because that don't even make you do something. You don't do shit because it's factual. No, nobody lives that way. Nobody lives that way. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. So harboring regret, living with regret and all of those things are extremely dangerous, man. It is. So let's see what causes regrets in life. What causes actual regret in life? What causes regrets in life? Regret is a negative emotion. Pay attention, y'all. Pay attention. Regret is a negative emotion. But black men, they tell you not to feel. You see why you're living with so much regrets? You see why you're harboring so much anger and frustration and angst? You see why? Because we was taught not to feel. So how do we know that regret is an emotion? I bet you half y'all didn't even know that. Bet you didn't even know it. But I said this before I even went and read this. Didn't I say this earlier in the beginning of the show? That black men don't know how to deal with regret because we don't understand that it's a feeling. And we don't know how to release our feelings because we don't even know how to interpret them. So how do we know how to release a negative feeling? They say regret is a negative emotion. A negative one. A negative one. Let's keep it going. Shout out to my brother, the Underrated Darkness, in the building. Salute, my brother. Regret is a negative emotion that occurs when a person believes his or her past actions or behaviors, if changed, may have achieved a better outcome. Doesn't that sound familiar, fellas? Doesn't that sound familiar? A lot of the shit that y'all brothers say on here about women strictly comes from your regret. Yeah, I said it. I don't give a fuck how much facts you go find. You're doing all of that shit. Why? Because you're suffering with a level of regret. Y'all give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, we back. We back. Shout out to everybody in the building, by the way. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Y'all share today's show. Make sure y'all hit the like button and share today's show. Y'all, I appreciate everybody in the building. Appreciate everybody in the building. But like I said, I don't care how none of y'all feel. That's the facts. You brothers are mad and y'all go and look for confirmation bias because you don't know how to deal with regret. Let's read what causes regret again so we can make it clear. Regret is a negative emotion that occurs when a person believes his or her past actions or behaviors, if changed, may have achieved a better outcome. Huh? You didn't know she was a 304. You didn't know she was a thought. Right? You didn't know. Right? And you're running around here doing what? Guilty. You feel guilty because you found out she wasn't what you thought she was. So you feel guilty about it. So you regret even being with her. You regret even dealing with her. You regret taking the condom off. You regret getting her pregnant. You regret it. You regret it. And instead of you admitting that, you drink it. Instead of you admitting that, you smoke it. Instead of you admitting that, you go and find another woman to have sex through it. Instead of dealing with the emotion of regret. First thing you got to do is you got to admit to yourself, hey man, I just made a bad decision. And everybody make bad decisions, good and bad people, brothers. You're not a bad person because you made a bad decision. I know that we're used to being made to feel that way because this is how black men are made to feel. When you don't do something right, oh, you're stupid. You don't know. You don't know how to do nothing. You see? See, I understand. I understand. But what do I always tell? What do I always say to us, brothers? It's not our fault, but it is our what? Put it in the chat room. It's not our fault, but it is our what? It's not our fault that we don't know how to process our emotions and our feelings because we was taught not to feel nothing. That's not our fault. But guess what? We grown ass men now. So guess what? It's our problem. Brothers have children. Brothers have families. You're supposed to have emotional intelligence. You should know how to process your feelings and your emotions. Okay, you grew up and didn't know. So it's not your fault, but it's your problem now because you grown. Okay, you never got the help back then, but you can go find help now. It's still our problem. And I guess this is why a lot of y'all are mad at me because y'all don't want to hear that it's still our problem. It's not your mama problem no more. Okay, your mama didn't treat you right, but it's not her problem now. Nigga, you're 35. She can't fix it now. You're 35. She can't fix it now. You're 40. She can't fix it now. You're 60. She can't. So guess whose problem it is? Ours. Ours. It's our problem. Or you're going to sit there and keep blaming talking about who fault it was and live a miserable life. See, that's the life I'm not going to live. That's not the life I'm going to promote to other brothers. To sit around drowning in regret. Running around promoting, forcing your guilt for yourself off on other people by trying to make black women feel bad for the decisions that they made when you just feel bad about the shit you done. You feel bad and embarrassed about the women you chose to have kids by. So now you want to get up on a podium and say black women ain't shit. Because they're not good mothers. Why? Because your baby mama not shit and all your homeboys, baby mamas not shit? Huh? So now you want to run around and promote your guilt because you drowning in your regret by having a baby by Big Booty Keisha that wear the goddamn Chinese sandals. And she looked like she walked through a goddamn cookout barefooted. That's your baby mama that you chose. Live with that. You chose her. Because she had a big butt, but she ugly. That's you. You got to live with that. Yep. You were sneaking around with the ugly big butt girl. And you had a baby by her. You have to live with that. Don't come online projecting that to everybody else. See, because what that shows guys like me, that shows me that you actually miserable, bro. You miserable. And a lot of you guys y'all are miserable. And y'all come online to promote y'all misery. See, we can't do that to each other, black men. We got to stop the trauma bonding. If y'all are sit here and talk about black men trauma bonding with single mothers, black men trauma bonding with bad women, what about black men on here trauma bonding with each other? Huh? What about that? What about black men online trauma bonding because they all are that they pussy deprived? Let me just keep it real. They're deprived, so they come together and form up and say, hey, we're advocates for black men. Hey, no, you're not. You're the vaginal defense force. See, I can see it. You dudes ain't on here to help shit with black men or nothing. Y'all on here scouting for that vag. You know why? Because you regret being in the last relationship you in and you still hurt and you want to ignore the hurt, so you want a vag run. You're not on a visa run, and they say no shots at nobody. You're not on a visa run, you on a vaginal run. Because you still trying to get over what you was out of. So you on a vaginal run. You trying to find a Band-Aid. So you looking to use some other woman's vagina and her feelings to now validate why the other girl shouldn't have treated you the way she treated you. You see? But you never release this negative emotion called regret. You know why? Because you're using the next girl as a Band-Aid. So guess what you're doing? You are building up. You have just created a regret fund. You have just created a regret fund. When you go and try to use the next female as collateral, that's why it's called collateral damage. The shit that you gonna put her through, or the shit that she's gonna put you through, yeah. It's because you built up what I will call a regret fund. Because now, with this new girl that you just took on, you're gonna build regrets up from her. Because you're going to see shit you don't like that you're going to ignore in the beginning, like you did in the last situation. You're not going to say nothing. You're not going to speak up. You're not going to show this woman you have boundaries. Because boundaries are never put up without the release of the feeling of being weak or not having any boundaries. See, you got to release that feeling of being taken advantage of for you to say, well, now I'm going to make sure it don't happen no more. You see? You got to deal with that regret. Like, damn, I've been in this shit for how many years? And now this shit is just over like that? You got to know how to deal with it. You got to know how to deal with it for you. So this is how you can properly move on in life. Because you don't want to create a regret fund. Because the next girl, she might come in and be totally innocent. But you still got your blinders on. So all you see is her imperfections. All you see is the little shit you don't like. And that shit builds up in the regret fund. See, brothers, y'all don't understand how deep this shit go. Y'all don't understand how deep it go because it's all energy. That's why they say regret is a negative emotion. It's a negative feeling that you have to release. Because regret is originally based in what? Regret comes from what? Fear. Fear. Fear of not being able to find another wife. Fear of not being able to find another girl. That's why you regret it. Damn, why did I pick her? Fuck, I'm behind. No, you're not, bro. That's a lesson, bro. You just a human. You know, I'm learning. The shit I'm saying to y'all right now, I'm talking to myself. I'm learning that myself. I'm learning that myself, man. We got to start treating ourselves like we human beings, brothers. We not machines. We don't know every fucking thing. We can't do everything. And we need to stop being around people who treat us like that too. You around a person and you start feeling like that, get away from them. Get away from them. They want to try to make you feel bad because you're not doing what they want you to do. You're not responding the way they want you to respond. No, because you're you. Don't let nobody make you feel guilty over that shit. Oh, how old are you? You don't have no children yet? Something wrong with you. Guilt in the black man. But if a black man is 35, 40 years old with 6 kids, now he can't control his dick. You see how this works? If you're 35, 40 years old as a black man and don't have no kids, you're gay. You're gay. Or something is wrong with your semen. But if you 35, 40 years old as a black man with 4, 5, 6 kids and never got married, like a lot of y'all women out here, now you don't have no self-control. So which one is it? When could a black man ever win? We don't. You see how this works? And this is why we always feel guilty about the shit we do and the shit that we don't do. You see? Because it's already been ingrained in black men's mind that we're losers. We're losers. When you do something right, guess what? You know what they tell you when you do something right? When you make an accomplishment in life, you know what they tell you? Good job. I knew you could do it. This is what they tell black men. Good job. I knew you were smart. What? That's a backhanded comment. Why you can't just congratulate the boy and shower him with love? like you would do that little girl when she graduates. You see how this shit work? And you wonder why these men don't know how to feel? You wonder why? And guess what, fellas? None of this shit is our fault, but we got to fix it. We got to fix it, though. We got to fix it, though. You know why? Because as men, we shouldn't want the next generation of boys to experience that. You see what I'm saying? And the way that we show them that we don't want them to experience it, by showing them a level of agency that we have amongst each other as black men. And this is where we're fucking up at. Because you won't release these negative emotions that you feel about yourself, so you carry it and you bring it around other black men. And that taints the way we communicate, the way we do business, and the way we fucking live as black men. Let that shit go. Okay, you found out she was a hoe. Get over it. You need somebody to talk to? We'll talk to you about it. But let me just be real with you, brother. You're going to meet more hoes. You're going to meet more. Because just like there's not a lot of good guys out here, there's not a lot of good women either. That's left. That's left. There's not a lot. Especially black women. There's not a lot. And black women know this. They know. So let me let you in on a secret, brother. Stop being so thirsty, and you'll stop falling victim to hoes. See, most guys that fall victim to hoes is because they chasing their meat. See, when you chase your meat around, you're going to run right into a hoe. That's what you're going to do. See, when you run around chasing your purpose, you'll run right into a grown woman. You'll run into a grown woman. But you run around chasing your peen, you're going to run into a hoe. Because guess what? Guess what? Ask and you shall receive. Right? And what you brothers run around doing? Trying to just bust a nut. So what you run into? You run into back alley Sally. You run right into back alley Sally and get your rocks off. So what you talking about? Huh? What you talking about? If you want something different, you got to release the energy that's behind it. You got to release the negative emotion of guilt. Now, you done been in a relationship and had a baby by this thought. Now you think all you're worthy of is thoughts. That's why you're back there with back alley Sally. Or you're back there with back alley Sally because all you think you're good for is a nut. Because what they tell black men, we are the sexual alphas of the world. So what? Black men are good for what? Paying bills and busting nuts. Oh, you paid the bill today? All right, come help me bust this nut, nigga. Bye. Get out my face. That's how this is what happens. This is what happens. And then when you leave that relationship, you leave feeling worthless. You leave feeling worthless. That's what happens. You leave feeling worthless. Guilty. Like, damn, how did I let her do this? How? How? Why? You got to go back to what you was originally looking for when you found her. You see? JLJ, what's good, JLJ? OG Sonny Blanco, salute. Shout out to Zion, man. Zion says absolutely. I appreciate the super chat, Zion. Hey, M. Mills, what's going on? MR, salute, ML. MR. JLJ, salute. You see? And now you walking around harboring this guilt from a bad decision that you made because you don't think you should make bad decisions because how you're judged. See, black men are judged harshly based on our decision-making process. Oh, you didn't do that? Why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you think to do that? Because I don't think like you. That's why I ain't think to do it. Why is it a problem? Because I didn't think to do it the way you thought to do it. Oh, because I can't think like me because I'm a black man. But if I tell your ass how to think, the first thing you would say is, you can't tell me how to think. Right. But everybody could tell a black man how to think, how he should never feel, what he should do, how many kids he should have, how much money he should make, where he should be living, how he should fucking dress, what he should eat, what he should drink. And you wonder why black men are having mental breaks? This doesn't happen to other men. This doesn't happen to other men. It doesn't. It does not. We're fucking parented and instructed through our whole life. We never get a chance to do the shit that we want to do for us. It's always, hey, I need you over here. Hey, where you going? Hey, what you doing? Hey, why you doing that? And you know what black men do? Why am I here? Why am I even here? Never get a chance to just be me. Never get a chance to just be me, to just be left alone to be yourself. Black men don't get that chance in this world, man. From the time we come out of our mother's wombs, we never get a chance. We got everybody trying to identify us, tell us who the fuck we are, tell us where the fuck we should go, tell us what the fuck we should do, how to think, what to say, how to say it. And you wonder why black men are killing themselves? You wonder why black men are just falling the fuck apart? And the first thing you hear these black women say, well, where's the protection for black men? Oh, you talking about you want protection from that same nigga who had to protect himself since he was a little boy? Huh? You want protection from the same man who was fucking abandoned? You want protection from that? Huh? You want protection from a mentally and emotionally unstable man? You won't even get a brother time to figure his fucking self out. You won't even give the nigga space to think without you bringing your fucking problems and your needs and concerns. This is what happens to black men their whole life until they die. Until they die. And then when we die, people cry. Oh, he was so great. But you stressed the nigga till he died. The man died from guilt because he thought he was doing something right by taking care of your greedy, selfish ass. And then he realized it when he realized that it was too late. It was too late. Now he laying there dead. Heart attack, dead. Cancer, dead. Brain aneurysm. Liver cancer from drinking. Kidney failure from drinking. Lung cancer from smoking cigarettes. This is what's going on. Smoke to deal with the guilt. Drink to deal with the guilt. This is what we're dealing with, black men. This is causing mental breaks. The mental breaks. This is causing mental breaks, man. Black men are getting tired of this shit. It's only so much a human can take. We're human. We're human, man. We're not 3/5 of a human. Okay? We're not 3/5 of a man. We're human, man. It's only so much the human psyche can take. Don't you know that your mind can crack? Don't you know that? I hope, do y'all know that? You can literally go crazy in your head. Literally. I hope y'all know this. I hope y'all don't think this is just a figure of speech. This is for real. Your mind can literally break. And you will no longer be the person you were. This is what's happening to black men. If you live in an inner city, a big inner city, just go downtown and see them homeless black men talking to each other, making noises and shit. Talking to themselves, screaming at themselves. You see it. Men are their minds are breaking because we were told not to feel nothing. You're the strongest man in the world. You don't feel nothing. You better not feel nothing. Why you think black men get beat up on so much? Because we the strongest. We the fierce. We the ones who carry the burdens of everyone. So how about we just beat up on them? That's why black men get beat up on and tore down so much. And rarely uplifted. This is why I promote the upliftment of my brothers. We got to do it to each other, bro. Because ain't nobody else going to do it. Because you know how they look at us? Oh, those are just men. They'll figure it out. That's how they look at black men. That's how they look at black men. He'll figure it out. He's a black man. He'll get through it. He's strong enough until you die. And then they want to figure out how you felt. Then they want to figure out what were you thinking when you're dead. See what black men knowing this type of shit and us not knowing how to process those feelings and where to put them is breaking us down. It's breaking us down. It is breaking us down. Can y'all please tell me? Please tell me. When was the last time you saw an abundance of 80-year-old black men? Can y'all tell me, please? Y'all let me know. Where's the 80-year-old black men at? And I brought this up on another stream. But I'm bringing it back up for a reason. To show you we're not living that long. We're not living that long. And we're not living that long because of what's going on up here and in here. Don't let these niggas fool you. You don't live longer just because you got money. You gotta live. Men live longer when they're around peace. When they're around peace, and you can't pay for peace. I don't give a fuck where you go. I don't care where your money could take you. You can't pay for peace, bro. Real men know that. Real men know that. Nigga, I don't care if you live in the Maldives. Nigga, if you ain't at peace up here and in here, you still in hell. You still in hell. This is why they say heaven and hell is what? A condition. A state of being. Right. 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 And this is why black men are having mental breaks. Because you won't release that what? That feeling of regret. The feeling that comes with regret. That level of guilt. You won't let it go. But there are some ways to lighten your load. There are ways to lighten your load, fellas, whether y'all believe it or not. And some of those things are name your guilt. What do I always say? The first step is admitting. Here's where most guys don't even start. Because when it's time for them to admit, you know what they say? But she did. This is why the black manosphere hate me. Because they don't want to name their guilt. You know who they guilt? You know what their guilt name is? Shaquana. You know what their guilt name is? You know what they name their guilt? Quita. You know what they name their guilt? Sharonda. I've been said this. Identify first. Oh, come on, DS1. You letting these chicks off the hook. Yeah. Because when you name your guilt, it's Charlene. When you name your guilt, it's a woman. You name your guilt and put a woman there. That's what you do. When you know what you're guilty of is having sex with Chandra or whatever her name is, raw, and getting her pregnant. That's what you really regret. But you won't say that. Y'all niggas say, well, I told her not to keep the baby. Goofy nigga. You's a goofy. See that? That's goofy nigga talk. I told her not to keep it. I told her to get rid of it. I didn't want the baby. I wasn't ready. That's what you niggas say. But then you same niggas that get on YouTube and charge black women up for being bad mothers when most of you niggas never wanted to be fathers. So you're on a guilt trip that bad. You mad at yourself that much that you get up here and try to charge black women up on how they raise their kids when you never even wanted to be a father. You told her get rid of the baby, nigga. So what you talking about? How you gonna get up here? Oh, she ain't a good mother. Nigga, you ain't even want her to be a mother, you bozo. What are you talking about? How dare you? Shut up, nigga. You ain't even want her to have a baby. So shut up. You can't speak on her parenting when you didn't even want to be a parent. You sucker. You sucker. All because what? You don't want to deal with your level of guilt. So you use the black woman as a shield. Same shit black women do. Use black men as a shield to not deal with their shit. That's what they do. Oh, well, black men don't make enough money. Well, excuse me, miss. Last time I checked, you don't have nothing past a high school diploma, ma'am. How dare you ask a man to make a certain amount of money when you can accumulate shit for yourself? How dare you, miss? I think you need to calm down, because what you're doing is you're projecting guilt. So you want to call every other nigga broke because you broke, because you're an underachiever. Let's talk about it. And you regret not taking your ass back to school so you can make more money. So the nigga you're laying up with gotta make more money. To what? To make you feel better about what? Being incompetent? To make you feel better by doing what? By being an underachiever. So your man gotta overachieve for you and for you. He gotta make it better for you because you ain't do shit. The fuck out of here. And a lot of black men have overextended themselves for those types of women. Underachieving ass women. Underachievers. Don't talk no six-figure nigga talk. And you don't have a bachelor's degree, ma'am. A lot of y'all don't even have associate's degrees. And a lot of you brothers fell into that goddamn trap because she fine as hell. She fine. She fine as all outdoors, but she lazy. Got a big old ass, but lazy. Would like to lay on it all day. And what you did was you decided to invest your time, your energy, and your resources into a bum. That's what you did. And then you come on YouTube and you create a word called strag, where now all black women are strags because you like bums, because you like empowering bum ass women. Let's talk about it. And instead of you admitting that you like bum ass women because they're easy access to vagina, let's keep it 1,000 today. We keeping it 1,000 today. I'll be right back, y'all. I need to get another water. We're going to keep this going today. We're going to keep it going today. I'll be right back. Hit the like button and share the show, y'all. Hit the like button and share the show. Okay, we back. We back. Shout out to everybody once again. Salute to everybody in the building. Shout out to all the visionaries. Hit the like button and share the show. What's up, Sean Newsom? Good to see you, sweetheart. Good to see you. Good to see you. Shout out to my brother, Mr. Sutton, in the building. Hey, what's up, Raven? Raven says, come on now, DS1, teach, bro. It's a ton of these lazy and unmotivated women out here that are literally taking up space. These are the majority of the ones who will drag you up through courts and ruin you. Facts. Facts. These are facts. And if they won't drag you in court, they'll drag you emotionally. They'll drag you through their court. They'll drag you through their bullshit. That's exactly right, Raven. But let's keep it real though, fellas. Let's keep it real though, fellas. You won't admit that that's what you like. You don't like to be treated bad. You don't want to be drugged through the mud and all that, but you like the archetype. See? You may not like what come from it, but you like dealing with it. You like that vag, don't you? You don't you, boy? Don't you? You love that. You just don't like what come with it. But you won't admit that. You won't admit it. You won't admit it. You'll blame her when it's you. Because guess what? She was toxic for some other dude way before she met you. Do you actually think you're the only man she disappointed? Do you think you're the only good man she passed up? No. No. You're not. And you won't be the last. You see? So you gotta stop feeling guilty because it didn't work. Because guess what? It wasn't meant to. It wasn't meant to. And the only way you'll ever realize that if you stop looking at yourself as a loser and look at shit as a lesson. You're not a loser. You didn't lose anything. Yeah, you lost time. You lost time that you can never get back. Yeah, you lost some money. But you know what else that's called? That's called living life, my brother. That's called living life because guess what? If you wasn't with her for however long that many years you was with her, let's just say you were single. You still would have had to spend money and you still would have spent those same amount of years. You just wouldn't have been with her. So it's still not a waste because you still living life, bro. Stop finding a way. What I'm telling us black men is we have to stop finding a way to down ourselves, man, because we do it a lot. We have to stop the self-deprecation. We have to stop that shit. We have to stop depreciating ourselves and thinking it's cool. We even do it in jokes. I was just looking at brothers speak about this. That black men, we do that a lot. We quick to down ourselves before somebody else. We quick to point out something that we feel we fall short of before somebody else pointed out because we feel guilty about it. You got to learn to lead. We have to learn to release that negative emotion, man. It's nothing to feel guilty about. You a human, you a man. We live in life. And we're going to make mistakes. We're going to fuck up. We're going to hurt people's feelings. We're going to say shit that's not right. And it's going to happen to us. So we got to start looking at ourselves like that, fellas. We got to stop being so hard on ourselves, man. We do. And that's including me. We got to stop being so hard on ourselves about the things that we don't have, the things that we fucked up, the things that we squandered, the things that we look past. We got to stop holding on to that shit. It's gone. It's gone. She's gone. Yeah, it hurt, but she's gone, bro. She gone. Yeah, she took a lot from you, but she gone, bro. Nothing you could do. She's gone. She gone. What could you do about it? You can't bring her back. She gone. She moved on. It is not time for you to say, well, I guess I was just a piece of shit man to her because she left. Nah, bro. No. Nah. Nah. It's not that. And if that's what it is, even admit that. Oh yeah. If you know that that's what it was, admit that, because that is the way you begin to lighten the load. You got to name your guilt. After you name your guilt, you have to explore the source. Who was the source of the guilt? Was it you? Can anybody make you feel guilty? Huh? Explore the source. Where is it? Where's the energy coming from? Okay, yeah, it came from her. Now, what's next? After that, apologize or make an amends. So if you know you fucked up, apologize and make an amends. Apologize and make an amends to the person, but also make an amends with yourself. Because see, you may have went and apologized to her and she ain't want to accept it. Oh, you ain't shit. I don't want to hear it. You don't mean it. And then you internalize all of that. And then you never make amends with yourself. And then you be running around 20, 30 years later in your life with a whole nother woman still thinking about her. Still stuck on her and wondering why you're not present with your current wife. Because you haven't let go of the guilt of you hurting that other woman. You ain't let that shit go. You didn't let it go. Not ignore it, not hold yourself accountable, but you didn't let it go. You didn't identify it. You didn't say, yeah, I fucked up. I shouldn't have did that. Make amends and make amends with yourself. And work on yourself being a better person. Not for her, not for the next woman, for you. Why? Because you don't want to feel that feeling again of doing something and regretting it because of how you made that person feel or how you felt after. See, this shit is deeper than what people think, man. And these are the conversations that Black men need to be having with each other, because this is the shit that we're carrying around and holding. You feel me? Shout out to OG Sonny Blanco in the building. Salute OG. He said, okay, Dr. Ross. Shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to the OG, man. What's good, Auntie? Salute, bro. Salute. But this is what it is, man. This is what it is. After you apologize and make amends, you got to learn from the past. Keeping it pushing. Salute. You got to learn from the past. You got to learn. Meaning, you got to analyze, you got to observe your own behavior. You got to observe your thoughts in certain situations. You got to learn from the past. Because those feelings are going to pop up. And it's all about how you act on them. And how you act on them is if you learn from the past or not. Are you going to get it right all the time? No. No. But you got to learn from your past. You got to learn. Heal before you build. But hey, practice gratitude. Practice gratitude. After you learn from your past, practice gratitude. Thank yourself. Thank other people. Show who you're becoming to other people. You see, show gratitude. You also gotta grant other people grace. You gotta grant other people grace because you had to find out that this is what you had to do, and however long it took you to find out that you had to do it. So you gotta grant other people grace with them finding out. And sometimes granting people grace, brothers, is even falling back from them. Sometimes you got to fall back from certain people. That's a form of grace also that people don't understand. Because what? You're still learning how to what? Live with regrets and live with certain things that you've been through. So you can't be around certain types of energy. So you got to give a person, you got to grant a person some grace. Like, yo, it's all love, but I'm over here. Because that energy is not good for you. And you would know that it's not good for you if you're learning from your past. And then after you learn from your past, you're going to do what? You're going to make better decisions. You're going to set boundaries. And then what do you do after that? You practice gratitude. So when a person is, toxic, you don't just go into jumping down their throat about what's wrong with them. You know what you do? You practice gratitude. I'm going to just fall back. Just give you space. Because I can't deal with that. I can't deal with that. And you don't owe nobody no explanation or none of that shit. Just fall back. Because you doing what's best for you. You're not repeating what you've done in the past. Because if you continue to repeat what you've done in the past, you will hold on to regret and guilt. So if you don't want to feel that way anymore, you don't allow yourself to be put in predicaments where you can be where that feeling can come up. You don't knowingly do this. See? But see, you won't be able to knowingly, or you won't understand what you're doing if you don't do what? You don't learn from the past. You don't learn from the past. Shout out to you, MR. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate the $50 super chat. Shout out to MR. What's up, Nisha? Good to see you. Raven says, one thing I do with my yoga students, especially my trauma-based sessions, is have them write out their forgiveness and guilt. We then make a fire outside and they burn them. Many of them will cry. Man, that's deep. That's deep, Raven. That's deep. Shit, you got me ready to cry just reading it. You got me ready to cry just reading that, Raven. What's up, Q? So, what's the next thing to do to lighten the load? After you practice gratitude, you have to replace negative self-talk with self-compassion. What did I say, fellas? We're human. Replace the negative self-talk. You're not a loser. You didn't take a loss. You learned a lesson. Self-compassion. Self-compassion. You're not failing. You grinding. You working on yourself. You're not failing. And trust me, I'm speaking to the choir right now. Trust me. I battle with this type of shit. This is why you got men in the space right now. You got a dude in the space right now attacking brothers because he don't think he's good enough because of his numbers. He wants more subscribers. He wants more viewers. So the way he does it is he attacks because he don't feel good enough. He don't feel like his content is good enough. So he attacks. Guilt. 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 And instead of him motivating himself to continue to keep going, all right, I got 50 views. Let me keep going. I'm not stopping because now I might get 75 views. Instead of him showing himself self-compassion, it's the negative self-talk. Oh, I'm better than these niggas. Why these niggas don't support me? Why they don't share my shit? Why they don't like my shit? I'm better than them. I'm flyer than them. I look better than them. More women like me. Why they ain't in my shit? See how this works, fellas? I'm telling you, this shit is for real. This is real life. Don't keep running from real life because you only got one. You only got one, bro. That's what you running from. What you running from? Stop running from yourself. Stop running from yourself. We know where that hatred come from. We know where that larceny in your heart come from, nigga. It come from guilt. It come from regret. That's where it come from. That's where it come from. We know. We know. But guess what else we know? We also know that you hurt, bro. We also know that you need help. You need agency. You need brothers to talk to because we all need to be talking to each other. We all do. I bet you if we all start talking to each other as black men, we all will fucking figure out what we could do and how to help each other. But if we don't talk to each other, we'll never know. You sitting there beating down a brother who could probably be the star of your fucking business, but you don't even know what he do. You don't even know what he's good at. You don't know. Because the first thing you want to do is what? Operate out your trauma. That's the first thing you want to do. And quick to put a black man down because how you feel about yourself. How you feel about yourself. You're always so critical of yourself. Right. You're always looking to find something wrong with yourself. It's called guilt. That's why you're always looking to point a fault out in me. Well, he's saying all that shit, but he still need to do this. He still need to do that. He still should have did this. He still should be saying this. He still should be talking about that. The same niggas who ain't doing nothing. The same niggas who just sit back and critique. They don't do shit to change nothing. To change anything. They don't even support. They don't even support. They don't even share your shit. But they'll attack you for not sharing theirs. See that guilt? See, that's a guilty conscience. You attack me for not sharing your shit, but you never shared mine. That's called guilt, my brother. And we're going to end the show on that one. Shout out to everybody in the building. I appreciate y'all for coming through to today's show. If you enjoyed today's show, the Cash App is going across the screen. Cash App $SheepStaySleepTV. Cash App $SheepStaySleepTV is where we can go. Thank you so much, Sean Newsom. I appreciate you, love. Shout out to everybody, man. If you enjoyed the show, the Cash App is going across the screen. Shout out to everyone that has donated. If you've donated via Super Chat, if you've donated via Cash App, it's very much appreciated. Tomorrow, y'all, I will be back at the dentist. So I will not be live tomorrow, but I will have a pre-record for you guys. So tomorrow, same time, 2:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I will not be live, but I will have a nice lengthy pre-record for you guys. So stay tuned. It will be part 5, the end of this series. I have to do it in a pre-record fashion because the brother got to go to the dentist, and I might not be able to talk, to be honest. So shout out to everybody once again. Salute to y'all. Salute to y'all. I appreciate all the love and the support. I appreciate all the love and the support, man. Shout out to everyone. I appreciate all the visionaries for coming through. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the share button. If you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I drop some new content right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Don't forget, follow me and my brother podcast, the Foundational Manhood Podcast. That's the Foundational Manhood Podcast. You can follow us. The links to the podcast is in the description box. DS1 Raw, Sheep Stay Sleep TV. And remember, brothers, we got to heal before we build. We got to heal before we build because we are our own agency, black men. We are our own agency. We'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.